Good morning, ladies. Happy Tuesday. I hope this message finds you well. No Bible study yesterday, as you saw. Excuse me. I got into some snafus and spazzing moments from my son trying to get back and get him back on the bus back to the academy, and it was definitely a long day. And as a mom, when you have a kid that is not necessarily all up and joining you in a hip hip hooray with what it is that you want them to do, you can understand the struggle of how it's hard. And I was in my feels yesterday. However, day one again begins, and a couple more months and he'll be home, and we'll be having a different conversation. So it's all good. We're going to finish Numbers today in the Bible, and Numbers 33, chapters 33 through 36. So hopefully you have been caught up, or if you're ahead of me, hey, that is awesome. But yeah, we're going to do some Bible study and get into going, because I need to get back into a routine of doing something to get my head off of everything. But this plus everything else I do, it just really helps me, because in all honesty, it's food for the soul. It's food for the soul. So let's begin. Verse 1. These are the journeys of the children of Israel, who went out of the land of Egypt by their armies under the land of Moses and Aaron. Now Moses wrote down the starting points of their journeys at the command of the Lord, and these are their journeys according to their starting points. They departed from Ramses in the first month, on the 15th month of the first month. On the day after the Passover, the children of Israel went out with boldness in the sight of all Egyptians. Verse 4, for the Egyptians were burying all their firstborn, whom the Lord had killed among them. Also on their gods, the Lord has executed judgments. And the children of Israel moved from Ramses and camped at Succoth. They departed from Succoth and camped at Etham, which is on the edge of the wilderness. They moved from Etham and turned back to Pi-Hahiroth, which is the east of Baal-Zephon, and they camped near Migdol. They departed from before Hahiroth, I think is how it's pronounced, and passed through the midst of the sea in the wilderness, went 3 days' journey in the wilderness of Etham, and camped at Marah. Verse 9, they moved from Marah and came to Elam. At Elam were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees, so they camped there. They moved from Elam and camped at the Red Sea. They moved from the Red Sea and camped at in the wilderness of Sin. They journeyed from the wilderness of Sin and camped at Dopeka. Verse 13, they departed from Dopeka and camped at Elash. They moved from Elash and camped at Rephidim, where there was no water for the people to drink. Verse 15, they departed from Rephidim and camped in the wilderness of Sinai. They moved from the wilderness of Sinai and camped at Kibroth Hattava. They departed from Kibroth Hattava and camped at Hazeroth. They departed from Hazeroth and camped at Ritmah. They departed from Ritmah and camped at Ramon Perez. Verse 20, they departed from Ramon Perez and camped at Libnah. They moved from Libnah and camped at Risa. They journeyed from Risa and camped at Kehilathath. They went from Kehilathath and camped at Mount Sephir. Verse 24, they moved from Mount Sephir and camped at Harada. They moved from Harada and camped at Mechaloth. They moved from Mechaloth and camped at Tahath. They departed from Tahath and camped at Terah. Verse 28, they moved from Terah and camped at Mithka. They went from Mithka and camped at Hashmona. They departed from Hashmona and camped at Masroth. They departed from Masroth and camped at Bnei Jakin. They moved from Bnei Jakin and camped at Hor Hagadad. They went from Hor Hagadad and camped at Jotbatha. They moved from Jotbatha and camped at Abranah. They departed from Abranah and camped at Ezon Geber. Verse 36, they moved from Ezon Geber and camped into the wilderness of Zin, which is Kadesh. They moved from Kadesh and camped at Mount Hor, on the boundary of the land of Edom. Then Aaron the priest went up to the mount Hor at the command of the Lord, and died there in the 14th year after the children of Israel had come out of the land of Egypt on the first day of the 5th month. Aaron was 123 years old when he died on Mount Hor. Now the king of Arad, the Canaanite, who dwelt in the south in the land of Canaan, heard the coming of the children of Israel. So they departed from Mount Hor and camped at Zalmunna. Verse 42, they departed from Zalmunna and camped at Punan. They departed from Punan and camped at Oboth. They departed from Oboth and camped at Abiram at the border of Moab. They departed from Ahim and camped at Dibon Gad. Verse 46, they moved from Dibon Gad and camped at Almon Diblathaim. They moved from Almon Diblathaim and camped in the mountains of Abiram before Nebo. They departed from the mountains of Abiram and camped in the plains of Moab by the Jordan across from Jericho. They camped by the Jordan from Beth Jesimoth as far as the Abel Acacia Grove in the plains of Moab. Verse 50, now the Lord spoke to Moses in the plains of Moab by Jordan across from Jericho, saying, Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when you have crossed the Jordan into the land of Canaan, then you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land before you, destroy all their engraved stones, destroy all their molded images, and demolish all their high places. Verse 53, you shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land and dwell in it, for I have given you the land to possess. And you shall divide the land by lot as an inheritance among your families. To the larger you shall give a larger inheritance, and to the smaller you shall give a smaller inheritance. There everyone's inheritance shall be whatever falls to him by lot. You shall inherit according to the tribes of your fathers. But if you do not drive out of the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall be that those whom let remain shall be an irritants in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and they shall harass you in the land where you dwell. Moreover, it shall be that I will do to you as I thought to do to them. Chapter 34, verse 1. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land of Canaan, this is the land that shall fall to you as an inheritance, the land of Canaan to its boundaries. Your southern border shall be from the wilderness of Zin along the border of Edom. Then your southern border shall extend eastward to the end of the Salt Sea. Your border shall turn from the southern side of the ascent of Akrabim, according to Zin, and be on the south of Kadesh Barnea. Then it shall go on to Hazar Adar and continue to Asman. The border shall turn from Asman to the brook of Egypt, and it shall end at the sea. Verse 6, as for the western border, you shall have the great sea for a border. This shall be your western border. And this shall be your northern border. From the great sea you shall mark out your border line to the Mount Hor. From Mount Hor you shall mark out your border to the entrance of Hamath. Then the direction of the border shall be toward Zedad. The border shall proceed to Ziphron, and it shall end at Hazar Enan. This shall be your northern border. Verse 10, you shall mark out your eastern border from Hazar Enan to Shiphem. The border shall go from Shiphem to Riblah on the east side of Ain. The border shall go down and reach to the eastern side of the Sea of Chinnereth. The border shall go down along to Jordan, and it shall end at the Salt Sea. This shall be your land with its surrounding boundaries. Then Moses commanded the children of Israel, saying, This is the land which you shall inherit by lot, which the Lord has commanded to give the 9 tribes and to the half-tribe. For the tribe of children of Reuben, according to the house of their fathers, and the tribe of children of Gad, according to the house of their fathers, have received their inheritance, and the half-tribe of Manasseh has received its inheritance. The 2 tribes and the half-tribe have received their inheritance on this side of the Jordan, across from Jericho eastward toward the sunrise. Verse 16, the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, These are the names of the men who shall divide the land among you as an inheritance. Eleazar, the priest of Joshua, and the son of Nun. And you shall take 1 leader of every tribe to divide the land for inheritance. These are the names of the men from the tribe of Judah, Caleb, the son of Jephunneh. From the tribe of the children of Simeon, Shemuel, the son of Amihud. Verse 21, from the tribe of Benjamin, Eladad, the son of Chislon. A leader from the tribe of the children of Dan, Buki, the son of Jogli. Verse 23, from the sons of Joseph, a leader from the tribe of the children of Manasseh, Haniel the son of Ephod, and a leader from the tribe of the children of Ephraim, Kemuel the son of Shittan, a leader from the tribe of the Zebulun, Elizephon the son of Parnik, a leader from the tribe of the children of Issachar, Paltiel the son of Azan, a leader from the tribe of the children of Asher, Ahidud the son of Shalomi. Verse 28, and a leader from the tribe of the children of Naphtali, Pedahel the son of Ammihud. These are the ones that the Lord commanded to divide the inheritance amongst the children of Israel in the land of Canaan. Numbers chapter 35, verse 1, and the Lord spoke to Moses in the plains of Moab by the Jordan across from Jericho, saying, command the children of Israel that they give the Levites cities to dwell in from the inheritance of their possession. And you shall also give the Levites common land around the cities. They shall have the cities to dwell in, and their common land shall be for their cattle, for their herds, and for all their animals. Verse 4, the common land of the cities which you will give the Levites shall extend from the wall of the city outward 1,000 cubits all around. And you shall measure outside the city on the east side 2,000 cubits, on the south side 2,000 cubits, on the west side 2,000 cubits, and on the north side 2,000 cubits. The city shall be in the middle. This shall belong to them as common land for the cities. Verse 6, now among the cities which you will give to the Levites, you shall appoint 6 cities of refuge, to which a manslayer may flee. And to these you shall add 42 cities. So all the cities you will give to the Levites shall be 48. These you shall give their common land. And the cities which you will give shall be from the possession of the children of Israel. From the larger tribe you shall give many. From the smaller tribe you shall give few. Each shall give some of its cities to the Levites in proportion to the inheritance that each receives. Verse 9, then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when you cross the Jordan into the land of Canaan, then you shall appoint cities to be cities of refuge for you, that the manslayer who kills any person accidentally may flee there. They shall be the cities of refuge for you from the avenger, that the manslayer may not die until he stands before the congregation in judgment. And of the cities which you give, you shall have 6 cities of refuge. You shall appoint 3 cities on the side of the Jordan, and 3 cities you shall appoint in the land of Canaan, which will be the cities of refuge. These 6 cities shall be for refuge for the children of Israel, for the stranger and for the sojourner among them, that anyone who kills a person accidentally may flee there. Verse 16, but if he strikes him with an iron implement, so that he dies, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. And if he strikes him with a stone in the hand, by which one could die, and he does die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. Verse 18, or if he strikes him with a wooden hand weapon, by which one could die, and he does die, he is a murderer. The murderer shall be surely put to death. The avenger of blood himself shall put the murderer to death when he meets him. He shall put him to death. Verse 20, if he pushes him out of hatred, or while lying in wait, hurls something at him so that he dies, or in enmity he strikes him with his hand so that he dies, the one who struck him shall surely be put to death. He is a murderer. The avenger of blood shall be put to the murderer to death when he meets him. Verse 22, however, if he pushes him suddenly without enmity, or throws anything at him without lying in wait, or uses a stone by which a man could die, throwing it at him without seeing him, so that he dies, while he was not his enemy or seeking his harm, then the congregation shall judge between the manslayer and the avenger of the blood according to these judgments. So the congregation shall deliver manslayer from the hand of the avenger of blood, and the congregation shall return him to the city of the refuge which he had fled. And he shall remain there until the death of the high priest, who was anointed with the holy oil. Verse 26, but if the manslayer at any time goes outside of the limits of the city of refuge where he fled, and the avenger of the blood finds himself outside the limits of his city of refuge, and the avenger of blood kills the manslayer, he shall not be guilty of blood, because he should have remained in his city of refuge until the death of the high priest. But after the death of the high priest, the manslayer may return to the land of his possession. Verse 29, and these things shall be a statute of judgment to you throughout your generations in all your dwellings. Whoever kills a person, the murderer shall be put to death on the testimony of witnesses, but one witness is not sufficient testimony against a person for the death penalty. Moreover, you shall take no ransom for the life of a murderer who is guilty of death, but he shall surely be put to death. And you shall take no ransom for him who has fled to his city of refuge, that he may return to dwell in the land before the death of the priest. So you shall not pollute the land where you are, for blood defiles the land, and no atonement can be made for the land, for the blood that is shed on it, except by the blood of him who shed it. Last verse for this chapter, therefore, do not defile the land which you inhabit, in the midst of which I dwell, for I, the Lord, dwell among the children of Israel. Last chapter of Numbers, chapter 36, verse 1. Now the chief fathers of the families of the children of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, and the families of the sons of Joseph, came near and spoke before Moses and before the leaders, the chief fathers of the children of Israel. And they said, the Lord commanded my Lord Moses to give the land as an inheritance by lot to the children of Israel. And my Lord was commanded by the Lord to give inheritance of your brother Zelophehad to his daughters. Verse 3, now if they are married to any of the sons of the other tribes of the children of Israel, then their inheritance will be taken from the inheritance of our fathers, and it will be added to the inheritance of the tribe into which they marry. So it will be taken from the lot of our inheritance. And when the Jubilee of the children of Israel comes, then their inheritance will be added to the inheritance of the tribe into which they marry. So their inheritance will be taken away from the inheritance of the tribe of our fathers. Verse 5, then Moses commanded the children of Israel according to the word of the Lord, saying, what the tribe of the sons of Joseph speaks is right. This is what the Lord commands concerning the daughters of Zelophehad, saying, let them marry whom they think best, but they may marry only within the family of their father's tribe. So the inheritance of the children of Israel shall not change hands from tribe to tribe. For every one of the children of Israel shall keep the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers. And every daughter who possesses his inheritance in any tribe of the children of Israel shall be the wife of one of the family of her father's tribe, so that the children of Israel each may possess an inheritance of his fathers. Thus no inheritance shall change hands from one tribe to another, but every tribe of the children of Israel shall keep its own inheritance. Verse 10, just as the Lord commanded Moses, so did the daughters of Zelophehad. For Mahlah, Tirzah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Noah, the daughters of Zelophehad, were married to the sons of their father's brothers. They were married into the families of the children of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, and their inheritance remained in the tribe of their father's family. Verse 13, last one for Numbers. These are the commandments and the judgments which the Lord commanded the children of Israel by the hand of Moses in the plains of Moab by the Jordan across from Jericho. And that is all for today's Bible study, ladies. We finished Numbers. We're done. On to Deuteronomy tomorrow, and let's get this day going. Pray for your girl. I'm definitely exhausted. I did not sleep well, as you can imagine, so we're going to get this day moving. We're going to get this day going regardless. Let's get it going. Have a blessed day and talk to you soon.